Academy. On today's Coach's Corner, training splits, weights plus cardio sessions. So what I want to talk about in today's video is how you split your training up between doing some weight training and doing some cardiovascular training, and what makes sense to you. So that's really, really important, because a lot of people will do an awful lot of cardiovascular work and actually forget about the resistance work, the weight training, and how important that is as well. So the first thing you need to look at when you're planning your training split is realistic time available. So how much time is available to you for your training per week. So you have to look at Monday to Sunday, how many days a week can you train. It's not going to interfere with your, obviously, your family life, your work life. So the first thing you do is write down on a piece of paper, Monday to Friday, or Monday to Sunday, when am I available to train? What is realistic? Morning session, evening session, that's realistic. So the next thing you look at then is sustainable to you. Once you know them days that you can train, say you said you can train on a Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday, and you can do a little bit of the weekend, so that's maybe Sunday, so that's 4 days. Then you look at, is that sustainable over a long period of time? Because you're not just training for a short period of time, it's a longer period of time. You want to make sure this is part of your life. So that's really important, to make sure it's sustainable when you choose that. I mean, you can also choose maybe 3 days and build up to 4, and you'll get your good habits of going to the gym or going out for your runs or going for whatever kind of sessions you're going for, and then obviously that will be sustainable once that habit is ingrained. The next thing you look at is the goal. What is the goal of your training? So that will dictate the training split and the choice of training you do between weight training and cardiovascular training. With weight training, any goal you really have, you've been physically stronger. So that's not saying putting on massive muscle mass or getting bulkier and that kind of stuff. This is just you physically being stronger from doing some resistance training. Will help any goal you have, whether it's a performance goal, a body composition goal, or whatever it may be. Basically doing some form of weight training will help that goal, and especially if it's body composition, that's going to be a huge player. So that's the first thing you have to look at, is what is the goal, and then you can choose your training split from that. For instance, we use an example, you want to lose a stone weight. So that will require you to do some weight training to build some lean muscle mass, so lean tissue to put on your frame, and obviously to drop some body fat. So to build a lean tissue, you need to build in some weight training sessions. So for instance, we'll train weights on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. We'll do 3 days weight training, and at the end of each of them sessions, we'll do a little bit of cardiovascular work. That will be short and intensive. And then we might plan to, at the weekend, go for a longer cardio session, like something like a run, or you might go for a cycle or something like that. So that would be, if it's a body composition goals, that would be a perfect way to plan it. 3 days weight training with short intensive cardio session at the end of each of them sessions, and then on the weekend you're doing your long run or long cycle or something like that, or maybe coming to the gym and getting a piece of cardiovascular equipment and staying on that equipment for between 30 and 45 minutes on a low level intensity. So that will be something how you plan your weight training, or from your goal. You work back and you say, right, okay, this is how I'm going to plan for that goal. The next thing you look at is cardio, and the cardiovascular work, like I gave you an example there, it needs to match the goal. So we want to put on lean tissue on the body, so we're going to lift some weights, put on that lean tissue, put some resistance on the body. Okay, and from that we need to drop some body fat, so we're bringing the cardiovascular work there. So really important is to put on that lean tissue, and your cardio then is dictated by what your goal is. We'll say, for instance, your goal is performance, you want to run a marathon, you want to we'll say run a 10k, 5k, do a triathlon, any of that kind of stuff, that's cardiovascular based. A bit of weight training obviously will come in again, because the stronger you are, the better you're going to be in running. Everything's going to be stronger, the structure of the body's going to be stronger, but that's going to be predominantly cardiovascular as well, so you need to do your cardio training there. So that will be more of a priority there as well. So we'll say 60% of your training will be cardiovascular, and that 40% will be weight training. Where then if it was a body composition goal, it would be flipped around the other way. Okay, it would be more weight training and a little bit less cardio, and you can build from there. So the cardio is dictated by the goal that you have. With 90% of people that we see on a daily basis, it's a body composition goal, so we will always recommend at least 3 weight training sessions a week, with the short intensive sessions at the end for cardio, and then ask that person could they do maybe 1 to 2 other cardio sessions, just low level stress as well, in the week. And again, we look at the goal, we look at the sustainability for the person, and can they actually ingrain a habit that they continuously will do this for the rest of their life. So when they actually achieve that goal, it's just on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. So guys, I hope that made sense with training goals and training splits and how to kind of split up in your head how you do things. So bonus point in this one, train for the mind and body. So it's really important when any type of training you do is really good for your mind, just to clear that head, get out of the headspace of life and just go in and do your training session in a gym, or you go for a run or go for a cycle, whatever it is. And it's also really good for your body, because obviously lifting weights and doing some cardiovascular work for your heart health is going to be a massive benefit to you long term in your life as you get older. So guys, if you like what you hear, you'll find us at peakperformanceplanning.com, and we just launched our brand new website this week. We're also on Snapchat, #WeArePeak, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can catch us on all social media pages. Thanks for listening.